Hey people, welcome to the channel, and of course the news all over the world is what happened with the influencer Charlie Kirk. This is from BBC, Daily Mail, CNN, Fox, anywhere you look, this is the headline. Euronews, everywhere is the same headline. And this is a moment to be cool, calm, and collected and analyze the situation for what it is, all right? Before I go on with the video, as always, if you're here in the channel, I assume you're interested in survival and preparedness. You want to get ready for what's happening and what's to come, and this is definitely a place to be. So subscribe to the channel, and as I always say, you have my books, 3 Survival Skills and Surviving the Economic Collapse. Someone said, oh, you're just trying to sell books. No shit. Yes, I write books and I like when people buy them and like them. That's actually something I take a lot of pride in, especially when I have over 1,000 reviews for this book in particular. This one being this is the best-selling book in Spanish, which says a lot. You probably want to get both of these because, yes, besides the fact that I want to sell my books, which should be obvious enough for anyone, this is how you learn about these things. So if you want to really learn and get prepared, this is what you do. In the same way you want to learn about, you want to become a lawyer, you go to university and they're going to give you books. You want to learn to play chess, you have to read books on that. Well, so as to get better prepared, the best way is reading books, and mine happen to be some of the best ones you can have based on a lot of first-hand experience and a lot of serious research over the years. The link is going to be there below in the description of the video. And part of being well prepared is being objective and not being a crazy sentimental snowflake here in this polarized world of ours, and objectively analyzing things for what they are. So let me say this in case anyone has any doubt. I feel sorry for every single person that goes through something this horrible and their families. I think that is the only humane thing to feel. When you see something like this, the only humane thing is to feel sorry for people that have suffer this, their families and whatnot. Now, in the same line of thought, if we are gonna be objective, any kind of horrible incident, the girl that got killed the other day in a train, that is disgusting and disturbing, and it's definitely bad. You know, it's one of those things. If someone gets attacked in London by some refugee, or if someone gets bombed in Gaza, I feel the exact same way. In fact, I don't see how you can have one and not the other. If you feel sorry for someone going through something horrible, I don't know how you can laugh. Oh, but yeah, it's just... And that's one of the main problems a lot of people don't quite see. And I've addressed this. I've talked about this in the channel. Careful when you desensitize people to tragedy, to horror, to sniper fire on innocent people anywhere in the world. If it's an influencer or if it's a nun, it is just as horrific one and the other. Not even getting into throwing incendiary munition on children, which is something that has happened again, and honestly hasn't got this kind of coverage. Again, one thing is just as horrible as the other. You could even say that with children especially is a little bit more terrible. When you're linked to any of these things, the responsibility that you have, I think it's greater too. If you're financing these things, if you're supporting any of these things, and it goes for everything. It goes for the people that are now happy that this happened to this man, and it's what? Half of the United States is celebrating this, or quietly like, oh, he had it coming, or something like that. And the more green or blue haired you are, the more unhinged you're gonna be about, yes! So just like what happened with Trump, there were people that were horrified that this guy, we had one chance. There were several videos like that. This just goes to show that we are a sick society all over. The United States is a very sick society. Anywhere you look, it's a sick society. And in many ways, this is planned. We've been led to be like this. Desensitized, mean towards one another, polarized, angry, afraid, alone, no kids, no money, you'll have nothing and you'll be happy. Remember that? We used to talk about that quite a bit. You cannot have it both ways. If you desensitize people about horror, about sniper fire, about tragedy, about loss of life, about these things, you cannot be surprised when that happens. Because that happens all around. When people are desensitized, when you normalize the horror, right? That's what happens. People act this way. From one aisle of the political polarized insanity that we are in, or the other. And I see this happening all over the world. I'm a person that, I'm not American. I try to stay informed about everything in the world. And believe it or not, I actually do a good job at it. So I have a nice idea of how things are all over the world. And I can tell you right now that this is a problem that's happening globally. This, oh, fuck them, thing is global. Everywhere. The polarized society everywhere. Maybe in the political aspect of it, maybe a little bit more in the United States, but man, we've been manipulated in so many ways. People don't even realize it. I just did a video for my Spanish channel about a headline that I saw, and then I saw who wrote the headline. And it was, of course, this is perfect sense. It is agendas. It is social engineering. It is manipulating people. And people have been manipulated to not give a damn about their fellow men. If you go into some of their websites, you will see people celebrating this. You'll see people horrified. The same people that used to, I had someone comment, do you believe this? Someone in my channel commented about the girl. Oh, you didn't see the full video. That is a crisis actor. I erased the imagine saying the same thing about it. This guy, he's a crisis actor. Didn't you see that he was, with his finger, he was like, dude, seriously, that's where we are? Guys, we are heading into very dark times because this is just one more drop in the bucket. And it's a bucket that is filled daily with the loss of women, children, and innocent men. And yes, I feel sorry for the loss of life of innocent men as well. Maybe a little bit more for children because, as a parent, that's always a soft spot that you have. And it's particularly soul tearing to see that. And I don't know how many people see that or care about that, But even if you go on with your life, in spite of all of these things, you need to be aware that this takes us into a very dark place. Because it's one of your guys one day, and then it's one of the other guys, and then it's this insanity of violence that keeps spiraling out of control. It's not good. We're going to dark places. And I think this is intentional. I think it's been engineered. Sometimes it ends up hitting one of your own, whatever that happens. If you're wondering about me, I don't believe in any of this, in any of the political agendas. I'm not in one side or the other. I just look at all of this and say, you know what? I just want to be left alone. I just want to have my family in peace and not be meddled with, have my freedom, as much of it as I can in this ever restrictive and enslaving fucking insanity that we happen to be living in. That's all I want. I don't know if you're like me or not. I respect whatever as long as you don't mess with my kids and with me, do whatever you want. I'm kind of like that. I assume a lot of people watching this channel, because of the libertarian thing and whatnot, you probably are like, but a lot of people have lost their path in this, spiral of violence and hatred and polarized insanity. We're going through very complicated times, and this is going to get even worse. Now, people wonder, is this going to end up in civil war? What? No. You want some peace of mind? It's not going to end up in civil war because people have been desensitized. And the same people that are outraged by this, they will forget about it in a couple days. As we all do all the time. It is outrage for 24 hours, maybe a little bit more, and that's it. And if it's not this, is it the guy, what is the monuments they had for this, the guy that was, I can't breathe, dude. Anyway, yeah, it's either one. How can I live in the world where this happened? Or how can I live in the world in which this happened? It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing. It's shock and awe for a while, and then people go back to their lives. But the more we get used to it, the more dangerous it is for all of us. So yeah, you better get prepared because we're continuing down this slippery slope. All right, folks, subscribe to our channel. Books if you want to learn more about how to properly get prepared. See you next time.